Okay, here I am, signed and delivered.
Signed, sealed, delivered. You know I'm a pretend singer, Angelo.
Listen to
You
you, girl.
know, you know.
I'll get you a background job.
Back, back, back.
See what I'm saying? Way back.
Way back. Lisa, okay, we know, Lisa, what you're trying to do, but go way back. So anyway, let me just make this introduction because, and the introduction could go for an hour because you know how I feel about you, Angelo.
Yeah,
So,
sweetheart.
so today, everybody, so excited to introduce my guest on the Inventors Podcast, my friend, the most amazing, one of the most amazing people in the music industry, marketing. He's magical. The
Uh,
incomparable Angelo Ellerbee, double exposure. Hello, Angelo.
Hello, and let me do my introduction to you. Ladies and gentlemen, meet and greet the distinguished, the charismatic, the debonair, Miss Lisa. How are you?
I'm so good, and I'm better now that you're here. I'm
Oh,
better
wonderful,
that you
wonderful.
are here, and always amazing to be in your company.
Thank you.
And we'll go into the thing, but you look fabulous. You look
Thank you, as you as always.
so I did the necklace for you. I mean, we'll talk about the fashion and all of that. And
Wonderful.
the earrings are for my daughter's having twins, so I have two pink diamond or
Wonderful.
so two
Congratulations.
girls, thank you. But Angelo, so just you're so magnetic and so wonderful and so stylish always. So as I was saying, I wore this necklace for you because prior to this I had on some sweats, but they don't all need to know that.
That's wonderful, though. It's beautiful. Is that a
Thank
designer's piece?
you. know what? I found this at a place I was in Florida, at an event in Florida, and I found this piece, and I wish I knew kept her card. Gotta always keep people's cards, right? When you find something unique and different,
Yeah, that's beautiful.
right? Thank you so much.
That's
And
really beautiful.
thank you, thank you, thank you. And your glasses and your hat. I
Oh,
love
thank you.
magnificent. Let's do the compliments first before we get into the whole thing.
Well, I think we have given each other enough of compliments for the next 2 years.
Never enough, never enough. But Angelo, yeah, so you for those of you who do not know, and all of you do know, Angelo Ellerbee is when you talk about music, entertainment, the greatest celebrities in the music industry, you it's synonymous with Angelo Ellerbee, from Whitney Houston to Dionne Warwick, Michael Jackson, Celine Dion, you name the celebrity musicians, you are Melba Moore, and the list goes on and on and on and on. And the first person I want to say, the first person I always have, and I forgot her name now, not Tony Braxton, the first person who came to you in music, iconic. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Can't think of her name, but it'll come to me. But Angelo, whenever any musician, anybody trying to do anything is trying to market anything, they come to you. What's your magic? What?
It's not, you know what? I had a conversation this morning with a young group, some 24, 25 years old.
Mhm,
And so they didn't know my history.
mhm.
And they were being very defensive in terms of opening up and grabbing artistic direction and marketing directions. They had things in their mind as to how they saw them. And so the question I would ask to them is, how many records have you sold? And so for young people who are entering into this business, they have to have an open mind, open your mind.
Mhm,
And the key thing in marketing of anything is being able to listen, listen, and listen,
mhm.
comprehend, and be open enough to understand who's driving the car. We go to many phases of life where we go through being ripped off, we go through people doing us wrong, but you don't carry that with you.
Right.
You let it go and you get with people who you can trust and understand. Don't give me your bag of luggage that
Yeah.
got beat up on the plane in a flight and think that I should restore it.
Uh-huh.
I can restore the contents, but I can't restore the baggage. So
Yes.
why I go through maybe 11 genres of music in the music industry and theater and the performing arts, I cannot fix your luggage.
Mm-hmm.
I can fix the contents that is inside of your luggage if you're willing to listen, observe, and understand the importance of comprehension. Don't bring your second wife to this first wife's marriage.
That's a great analogy. That's a great analogy. And you're a great teacher. You're not only are you a great teacher, but and as you're saying, they have to be great students by listening. But you also have I would say secret sauce, but you have a magic to you that people listen to you. They listen and they're attracted. People are attracted to you. And I think what happens is, that law of attraction, right? You're
Sure.
that law of attraction. Like, so you have
Yes.
that thing, especially I believe in the music industry. Fashion is one thing, but in the music industry, that's another thing. People are attracted to you, I think, because they know that you know.
Mhm.
They know that you know. You know what I mean? And you have that thing. And
Yeah,
you're
I
expressing
think that if they know that I know about music and they know my history,
it.
then
Mm-hmm.
you would know my fashion history,
Mm-hmm.
and you know that everything that I do is an engagement and then it's a marriage. You can't come to school the first day and tell me that you are resisting to listen about my methods. And I'm not saying this directed to this one particular artist. I'm saying it to people from 1 to 92.
Yes.
Don't bring me and don't bring anyone your old luggage. Bring them the content because the content is what you can change. I cannot remake a suitcase. I can
You
I we I can't remake a suitcase. But
you're
what we can do is work it out.
You're so right. You're so right in that because I think that's what people habitually do, right? They
Mhm.
bring you the history and they bring you what had happened then was this. This is
Exactly.
what okay, so you know what? Forget about that stuff and bring me this.
Exactly.
And I know that that's the magic that you have. You can engage and I know that there's some, combativeness when it comes to well, any industry, but I'm sure the music industry, because people think they
Mhm.
know what they need to know in order to get to where they need to get. Mary J. Blige, there it just came to me. The ginkgo biloba kicked in. Sorry, the ginkgo biloba kicked in my tea. So talking about you and your history and knowing what to do. I mean, you have so much history, over 40 years in the industry of working with these people who are iconic.
Mm.
And I'm not
Yeah,
talking.
but Lisa, the thing is, before they were iconic,
Mhm.
they called themselves stars. And I would simply say, don't ever, ever let anyone call you a star. Don't do that because if you take the word star and you spell it backwards, it's not a good feeling. It's you don't have four legs, you have two legs.
Wow.
That's not what the goal and the accomplish is to become a star.
Mhm.
We are manifesting talent. We're all merely actors and actresses. We get a different script each day
Mhm.
and a different assignment and stage location. We don't want to be a star. We want to be successful. We want to hone our craft.
Mhm.
We want to do correct business.
Mhm.
We want to learn from our bad business to come to our new business. We
Mhm.
want to be able to understand our rights, our royalty rights. We want to be able to understand the importance of our 401. We want to exist.
Mhm.
Nobody should ever want to be. And the great thing about what this industry allows us to do, both the performing arts and the music industry, is to be original. the originality of yourself. We don't need another Dionne Warwick. We got one, a great one.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need another Beyonce. We got one, a great one. So being who you are unapologetically is what's important.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We don't need another Angelo Ellerbee. We got one,
Yeah.
and a great one.
None other than.
And so what I'm trying to get across to young people from 1 to 92, it's never too late to hone your craft.
Mm-hmm.
It's never too late to listen. It's never too late to comprehend. But more importantly, it's never too late to make a change.
Mm-hmm.
You have to see beyond your sights, hear beyond your hearings, and allow God to guide you in the path of righteousness to seek where you need to be in your life.
Have that faith.
Listen.
Have that, all of those tools, and they need those tools. But don't you think they also need that? They need that deep rooted passion in order to get there. Because I think honestly, when you have that deep rooted passion, you are so willing to listen and absorb from a person who could teach you, the person who can really, the person like yourself in this music industry, who could teach you the steps to get you there with the passion and the desire.
I do go with you on that, but passion can sometimes be very confusing.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say that, I mean that sometimes you will take your passion and you can't get out of the way of passion.
Mm. Okay.
And so when you can't get out of your own way because you're so romantically in love with that passion, there's so many pieces to passion that makes the puzzle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when you say passion, there's a passion for music, there's a passion for performance, there's a passion. All of these entities have to come together to really build and climb the mountain of passion.
So it takes all of those pieces, like
All of
as you
those
said,
pieces.
and the engagement, the marriage, in order to make that work,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Absolutely.
And at the end of the day, there has to be a yes. There has to be I do.
At the end of the day, we have to be committed.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be committed to the passion. We have to be committed to listening, to comprehending. We're building a mountain here.
Mm-hmm.
We're building the mountain, and we have to start from ground roots on up.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to make mistakes. We're going to fall down. We're going to get up. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall and took so many million men to put him back together
That's right.
again.
That's right.
The key thing in falling is you have to ask yourself the question, how did I fall?
Yeah.
Why did I fall? And how am I going to get back up? Now, within all of that, that's a part of passion because you can lift yourself when you're feeling good about the vibes of yourself, when you understand what it is and why it is that I fell. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people fall because they don't put on their glasses and they don't want to see. A lot of people fall because they didn't read. They thought they could read and they didn't really comprehend.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people fall and come off of because they just give up. And I always tell people the same energy that it takes for you to give up, it's the same energy it takes for you to move progressively forward.
That's right.
So why won't we just understand all the various elements of how we choose to win? I
Mm-hmm.
really believe that it's not about winning every race. It's about staying in the race. Eventually, you have to win, but you have to have that passion, the staying power, the listening, in order to stay in the race to win. Eventually, you got to win, right?
You got to win. You have no choice.
That's what I'm talking about.
You have no choice. You have no choice but to win. When you
Exactly.
stay
That's
there,
exactly what I'm talking about.
you have no choice, and you will.
Yeah.
As my grandma says, I can, I must, and I will. I will. I will.
I know
Because,
there's a thing that Dion and I always go. She's always told me about the importance of her grandfather.
uh-huh.
And her grandfather used to say, if you think it, then you can do it.
That's right. And that is the truth. That is the truth. But you brought up something very important earlier, talking about, just being with positive people and having that listening mind. And I talk about that magnet that you have. And I want to get back to your secret sauce. And I know there's no secret sauce I mean, I don't know. I don't know if there's a secret sauce, but you are the magic when it comes to having people understand. You know, when I talk about, let's go back to Mary J. Blige and that connection that you had with her in the beginning and how she came to you and all of these people came to you because there's something that you have, that you just have. Is it something that can be taught? Let's talk about you, Angelo, and how
I
you,
think I think it's something that it's an acquired taste.
uh-huh.
And it was the taste of my mother's influence. It was the taste of understanding growing up what I didn't know, that I grew up in poverty and didn't know that it was poverty. It was my mother's positioning of
Mm-hmm.
how she raised me. So I never ever knew what was for. I only knew those things that she taught me and allowed me to see, feel, hear, and understand. Those things that were tangible.
Mm-hmm.
So she taught me what she thought was my survival skills, that would be my survival skills. Simple things like table manners, simple things like making sure I read a book a night, simple things about ironing my own clothes and putting my clothes together and positioning and presenting myself always in a professional light. From grade 1 to grade 6, I wore suits to school. Um, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, all these things that people take for granted. These are the ingredients. I mean, I didn't go to school to teach the development of the art of artist development.
Mm-hmm.
I was a part of the building process from my mother's camp to Barry Gordy's camp. Barry Gordy was a strong influence on what my artist development program was all about. And from that, I added the necessary ingredients from my mother into his formula and created a 24-week artist development program that
I
I
love
own and
that program,
possess.
by the way. Hold on. I
Thank you.
love that program, by the way. I
Thank
love
you
the
very, very
program,
much.
and everybody needs to have that program. Keep on going.
I think it's really important while we're in a jet set society where things have changed, where matters don't mean anything, or dress code in this X generation, whatever generation, for me, it always means something.
Yes.
And I always still believe that first impressions are lasting impressions. When I am not on the street and I'm in the boardroom, I'm able to articulate, I'm able to intelligently answer questions, I'm able to run a board meeting. Yet when I'm outside playing football or basketball, I also have an understanding of how to relate in that. And that's when I go back to, we all are actors and actresses.
Mm-hmm.
We get a script each and every single day. Know how to play your field.
Mm-hmm.
Know how to play your game. And the game in this business is winning. And so when young people are on the phone with me, as they were this morning, and you make me reflect back to Mary J. Blige, it tells me the combination of the two is almost the same. But what I go to do is never a cup of instant coffee.
Uh-huh.
Everything that I drink has to be either brewed, mixed, but it has to take time so that. And in the case of Mary J. Blige, now an Oscar nominated actress who was the young girl that broke off the bill bottle on 125th Street and put it at somebody's throat, is now a Oscar nominated actress, now a singer with strong interview methods. So what I go to do is not instant coffee. And what these young kids that I was on the phone with earlier today, they got a part of my street lingo, which is not always palatable.
Uh-huh.
I think sometimes I have to be able to relate to you in your form. And so why I called their manager afterwards
Mm-hmm.
and said, can you give me your account number? Because I can mail you back your check. There's certain
Love it.
things that you need to understand. And the first thing that you're going to understand is that you came to me. I didn't come to you.
That was my next question. How do you select? Because you at this point, this time in the game, the journey, how do you select your clients? And I think you're saying it now. Because Mhm.
I really believe that God allows us all to select.
Mhm.
I don't play baseball. I don't play basketball. I give everybody two chances, two times to strike out. I'll listen to your music, and it's really not important. Your music is not important. The conversation is always very important to me.
Mm.
The sincerity is important to me. The passion is important to me. The building process is important to me.
Mm.
And particularly when you start to talk about the artists that gave up, the artists that got ripped off, the artist family who took them. Those are the people that I try to focus into for the proving factor that God will give you the second chance if you're willing to take the second chance.
Right.
And a lot of times, that older artist, the artist that was beat up or ripped off, had absolutely no guidance. And so, what I try to do is give them the wherewithals
Mhm.
to understand the business. Even the older artists, I find sometimes get difficult in their ways of wanting to do things because there's a trust value.
Right.
When you get beat up, when you go through music domestic violence or acting domestic violence, when you start to talk about Me Too and all these other things that are taking place, our young actors and actresses, one from 92, they walk around with grudges
Yes.
and they walk around with thinking you're the same person. Are you the same person that ripped me off? And what you have to do is just dissect
Yes.
and understand and give everybody a chance at winning. You cannot become accusatory.
Mhm.
And if you're going to become accusatory, then you must start with yourself. You cannot blame nobody for your mistakes.
Well,
You
that's what
made the
I love
mistake.
about that's what I love about your analogy with not the instant coffee, like everything is brewed. And this is what makes you who, part of your great success, in addition to other things. From
Mhm.
your mother, your mom, if you were living in poverty, you didn't know it because of the way your mother raised you
Exactly.
and the eloquence that your mom raised you with, and the time
Mhm.
that your mother took, with you to teach you these things. So I love your analogy of the instant brewed anything, instant anything.
Exactly.
Take the time to do these things. And
I think that's life though, isn't it?
it is life.
And I think we need to start to look through the crystal glass of what life is all about.
Mhm.
Nobody's giving you nothing. The
Yes.
only one that's going to give you something is God. He gave you life,
Hmm. Hmm.
gave you all the abilities to go out there to win. What you do with it is on you. Don't sit back and get mad and upset with me because I've gotten to this apex of my success.
Uh-huh.
Be happy for me because I
Yeah.
want to be happy for you.
Yeah.
Because if I feel your joy, I'm going to start with culturalizing in you and bringing you into my life. I want to see every man, woman, and child win in their own perspectives.
Hmm.
But you got to be able to apply yourself. It's not glue. You can't take glue and stick my finger on your finger and you're going to, it don't work like that. People always say, Angelo, you can push the button. You can help me with this. You can help me. I said, oh, I sure can. But what good is that? Just like going to school and cheating off somebody's paper. So
That's
when we're together, you don't know nothing of what, learn it. There's the button. Go push that button because see what that button does. Learn it on your own.
and I mean that's staying power too. I mean, you can do that, but what is that reflection on you? And how long are they staying in the industry, right? Because
Well,
their true selves are going to come out. You said it. Your authentic self, being your authentic self and putting everything into not just passion, but everything, that listening and paying attention and all of those tools. You need to have all of those things before you
that's
put.
very true. Very, very true. I think that if I could just put so many of the from 1 to 92 together in Staples Center or at Madison Square Garden and just have a master class in reality, just reality,
Yes.
where people can, it's almost like going to church.
Mhm.
You know, when we go to church, if we go to church and we get the word, it's a revelation. Because
Yeah.
everything that that minister or that pastor or that bishop or that they're touching your heart.
Yes.
They're touching their subject matter.
Hmm.
And we can endure and we can learn so much from that trail of conversation. But I don't think that in this industry of music and the performing arts, that we get the real mentors. We get people that really, really care. And I think that it's to a dismay that with
Yes.
all these great, 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 great people who are out here, it's not serving to want to educate, stimulate, motivate, or take this next generation to the next level. I think that in this quick microwave world,
Hmm.
we get nothing but things that are instant. We create what is Instagram. We
Hmm.
create what is Facebook. We create what is TikTok. And all of that is so instant. Once you utilize it, you got to come back and do it again and again and again in order for you to feel recognized
Hmm.
in that marketplace, right?
Hmm. Yes.
Everybody in the world does it, right? That's why it's so popular.
Right.
So there's no longevity in it. 4 weeks down the road, ain't nobody gonna know who you are. 2 weeks down the road, ain't nobody gonna know who you are.
Well, that's exactly right. It's marination.
Yeah.
It's marinating and cultivating. And that's why you're so unique, because I honestly, I don't know a lot of people like you, Angelo. I mean, I'm telling you, a handful of people who do take that time to teach and help you to take the steps and brew, right? Brew and marinate. Because everybody is instant in terms of, I don't care if you're paying the person, everybody's instant. Okay, how quickly? Let me take your check, and how quickly can we make this thing happen?
Yeah.
You take the time, you cultivate, you work with these people if they have
Yeah, but
what.
I think, excuse me for interrupting. I think you do the
That's okay.
same.
Hmm.
I think you do the same.
Absolutely. Yes.
And that's what we need more of. Let's not make this a color thing. Just let's make this
It
a
has nothing to do with
humanistic.
it.
Yeah, yeah, but people always want to do that. And
Hmm.
so you serve to create and be original in your ideas and your concepts with your platforms.
Yeah. Hmm.
It takes people like you, it takes people like it takes that in order to get through these young kids' heads, the
Hmm.
importance of collectiveness,
Yes.
the importance of staying in the race, the importance of spelling out longevity and not getting into things that are instant so rapidly that you forget. You know what? It's just like this computer,
Hmm.
and that what is it? the I or whatever,
AI.
whatever.
Yeah, the AI. Yes. Uh-huh.
I would rather sit down and get it from my encyclopedias or my dictionaries or my spelling versus utilizing that form. Now,
Mhm.
I'll be a damn lie to tell you that I don't use it. I'm not spoiled in using it.
Uh-huh.
I want to go back and make sure that I understand where all these things come from. So I do keep a dictionary on my desk. Yes, I can
Oh,
go,
I love it.
Sari, spell this. But no, I want to be able to do it myself.
Uh-huh.
Because when Sari dies down on me and I'm in the middle of a proposal, I want to be able to put my hands on something that I can move rapidly forward to
Yes,
complete what it is that I need to complete.
yes, yes. No, I agree
Yeah.
with you. I agree with you. And I have to tell you, I haven't downloaded AI yet. I love to write, and I love to write, and I love to see the content of my writing. And
Hmm.
of course I need Grammarly, and
Hmm.
sometimes, well, all the time, and and
I
spell
do
check.
too.
But
I do too.
but I love that. I love to be in it. Your words are your words. Your words are your words. And like to
Right.
be grammatically corrected and things like that, I think, it's very important. It's awesome that we have it. But I'm with you. I love the old school ways of doing things and communication. I love that communication and that real conversation. You and I went out to dinner and we got to do that again.
Oh,
We had
sure. I would love to.
real conversation at
Love
dinner.
it. I would love to.
And what I loved is you said, Lisa, order anything you want. And I said, he's making the biggest mistake of his life.
Oh my God. The food was so good, wasn't it?
It was amazing.
It was amazing.
It was outstanding. We have to go
Amazing,
back there.
amazing.
We have to go back there. But my gosh, you are such an incredible person, uh,
Thank you.
role model, everything. And you've done so much in your life and, for over 40 years. And do you love what you do? That's the question for you. Do you love
I'm not in love what I do anymore. I love
Okay.
what I do, but I'm not in love what I do.
Okay. Okay.
I'm romantically in love with Angelo Ellerbee. I love me some me. And
Yes.
that that is something that I worked for to fall in love with myself because I think it's important when you fall in love with yourself, you can teach people how to love you. I
Yeah.
don't want you to assume how to love me. I'm
Oh,
special.
you
I'm
are.
good. I'm great. I'm the greatest. And
You
with all of
are.
those qualities, with all of those qualities, I need to teach you how to love and how to take care of me from all forms. I'm not talking about just romantically. I'm talking about in every level of life. I think that everybody should be spoiled with the right type of love and sincerity, devotion. Those things are important. They
Yes.
move the body around easily.
It takes a lot to know that, and we should all do that. We should all be able to do that. And for many, as you said, it took a while for you to get there. And I think it does for many people. I mean, we're so bogged down with stuff and the outside world and what we should look like and who we should be and all those things. We don't necessarily take the time to know who you are, who God
I
made you
think,
to be,
yeah,
right?
because people run out trying to find love. How can you find love if you don't know what it is?
Yes.
So if you don't fall romantically in love with you and understand the elements of life for which you're looking for, how do you find love? If you lost your secretary and you never knew the responsibilities of your secretary,
Mhm.
how do you go out and find a new secretary, understanding the responsibilities? I need to find out what you are made of,
Mhm.
what has been put inside of you that makes me happy, that
Right.
you can do what you do for me.
Hmm.
And that's what love is about. And then I think that it's really for me, it's just very important that I thank God because He gives me the inspiration and He gives me the insightfulness to understand who I am as an individual.
Yeah, first
And
and foremost.
because He is the first and foremost that makes your inner being safe, warm, full of compassionate, which is the beginning steps of finding yourself in love.
Yes. Yes, agreed. With those words, I always say, without God, we are without. Without God, we are without. First and foremost, every single day.
We don't even exist. What is existing without him?
We don't. We don't.
My best friend in the whole world, my only friend. Because if you take the word friend and split it in the middle, what are you going to get? A E-N-D, an end of
Ah,
a friend. You get ends of friends. Friends come in, friends come strangely. They come in disguises. You have
hmm.
to figure a friend out. It takes time to know a friend. And then sometimes that friend turns into the unrecognizable demon that could possibly destroy you.
You can't let
But
that happen. Can't let that happen.
but that's
And that's
why.
why. That is why. That is why. That is why. Because when
Yeah.
you're prepared, when your heart is prepared, you know what I mean? And you're
Hmm?
prepared every day when you have faith. And that, like you said, your number one friend, because that can happen at any given time. People are people, humans are humans. When you're living in that spirit, in that faith, I
Yeah,
mean, you can be very easily destroyed if
I
you
agree.
you don't have that faith. I don't know how
Yeah.
that's a whole nother top. I don't know how people can exist without having that faith.
I'm with you.
I
And
don't.
that's why I give myself to God. I really do. I'm
Mhm.
nobody's born again Christian.
Has
I've been
nothing to
doing this for 50 years. I celebrated 55 years in double exposure just this year in October.
55?
It's 55 years.
Holy moly,
Thank
congratulations.
you. So the reality for me is I know that I'm nothing special until he has made me special. He's given me the endurance and the love. And when I spoke earlier about building that mountain,
Yes.
I built that mountain. And so therefore, I'm good to understand why he has done what he has done in the time frame that, listen, I had a plan. I had the plan. And he said, no, 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 no. I'm going to implement my plan for you.
Yes.
And that's what he has done. And that's why I have patience. I have patience and understanding what my plan is. It's in his hands, not in mine.
So what is happening? I mean, there's always something new and exciting happening. I mean, between your books and you have products, we don't, you have so much going on. You have products, you have this incredible book that you launched, I believe, in 2017, and reading it and continue to read it. I mean, you're a walking wealth of knowledge, information, in so many areas. I
I was having a conversation with the love of my entertainment life, Dionne Ward, today.
oh
And
yes.
I said to her, I said, Miss Ward, do you know? Because Miss Ward was awarded the Kennedy Center honor this
Uh-huh.
year.
Yes, you was.
And so, because I've been with her for the last 40 some years of her career, I watch over her with a fine tooth comb. Nobody was ever be able to. So, when the honor came her way, which was brought to me, I made myself an integral part of every seam in this organization. They weren't crazy about me because I wanted to make sure that visually, in every respect, that she was going to be represented the best she possibly could. So they started their magic of organization 7 months in advance. So for 7 months, I was on about 5 calls a week in order to bring that presentation to.
Wow, my gosh.
So I had my visions. I hired my own crew to come up with her presentation for TV, the whole other bit. They was against me doing it. I did it anyway. And so I was on the phone with one of the producers of another TV show that I was working on. He said, Angela, oh, I meant to say congratulations to you. I said, what are you saying congratulations to me for? And they said, well, you know, your name is on the credits of the Kennedy Center. And I was like, really? And it's like,
Oh my
and they
God.
showed it to me. And I was like, wow. Because I had, when you come in and you're not a part of a family, it's almost like being a stepchild.
Yes.
They have to allow the stepchild in. And I didn't think they allowed the
Oh,
stepchild in, but they did. They took all the various pieces of my direction for Miss Work and was able to make it inclusive of the presentation.
what
So
a
I worked on that one, and I just finished working on the TV One honors, where they honored Dionne and another one of my clients, Frankie Beverly. And so
whew.
we went to this. This group of people were special as well.
Uh-huh.
They didn't give 7 months in advance. They gave 2 months or 3 months in advance.
Mhm.
So all of what I did on the Kennedy Center for 7 months had to be woven inside of 2 months.
Oh my gosh.
And it was a lot. But
I
again,
c- mm,
we saw credits for double exposure getting its TV credits. And so you don't know what you put in. Sometimes you don't know what you're going to get out.
right.
And so those credits become very important to my institution. I look at double exposure as an institution, and it gives me the kind of validity to move in all kinds of directions. You can talk about being a publicist in one, you could talk about being doing marketing, PR, and that whole other bit. But when you start to cross over to TV and film, and I've done a lot of films as an executive producer, associate producer.
Mhm.
But it's just good to be in this day and time a contributor to what is current and what is happening. And so I'm very, very, very uh, happy for the company, happy
Yes.
for myself that we're starting to get the kind of visual credits that gives us an extension to move in the next direction of our
And
career.
that you so well deserve.
Thank you.
So you so well deserve.
Thank you very much.
You know, you're present, you know, you're emotionally available, which is what I love about you. I love about you, Angelo. Like you're just unlike any other. I'm telling you, you so deserve everything, every credit that you've received. And congratulations again on
Thank
55
you.
years. Come on, who can say that?
Yeah, that's
Not too many.
55 years.
You know, what a blessing.
Yeah, and it all, you know what? And I really think it's important that these kids have a vision. It's not about, my company started in the basement of my mother's house. That's where it started at. It didn't have no money, it was no bank loans. When you are put in the right environments and you can seek and claim victory and say, let me just start, God is victorious. When you have the word you use is passion for what it is that you want to accomplish, you get a surge in the energy to find what you need to find and do what you need to do.
Right.
And it's not about trying to go to the bank and get loans, and just go and get your paperwork right to make sure what you own is what you own and move progressively forward to claiming your own victory. And that's what I did.
But you
I
had the
took,
mentorship also. So you had that from your mother. You had that. It was automatic, almost automatic for you. And that's why your words and your mentorship and your leadership and your guidance are so important. I mean, from the Mary J. Blige's to from Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson to everybody that you've worked with, your words are so important and your teachings are so important because everybody does not have that. Just because you have a family doesn't mean that you're going to be taught that. Just
no,
because
no, that's very true. And the extension of that is being able to select the right people to be around.
Mhm,
And I was very, very, very fortunate
mhm.
that I went directly to work as an intern for James Mtume. And Mtume was a two-time Grammy Award winner,
Oh yeah,
background in jazz
that's
and
incredible.
working with his uncle and his father with the Keith brothers. Then it was Miles Davis. Then it was all the things that he was doing that he shared with me.
Mhm.
And in sharing it with me, he also taught me the importance of doing business at an early age. He used to send me over to major record companies, and I'm designing clothes for a living. I know nothing about nothing. And he says, you will never know nothing about nothing if you don't experience something. So go and learn. He would throw me in the wolves, to the
That's
wolves,
how you learn, right?
and I would come back every time. And he would say to me, so what did they ask you? Did they want to see me there? I know they wanted me there, but I sent you there. He trained me, and all of his philosophies and reasonings and logics and quick words is something that I adapted. So you become a part of a winning circle. And the wonderful thing about it all is that I get to share his experiences now with his son and his daughters
Oh,
because they are part of the music industry. And so I was unable to go to the award show this weekend to Atlanta,
mhm.
and his son filled in for me.
Oh my gosh, Angelo.
So
See,
that's the culture and the legacy and that's what we got to do for one another.
yes, we do, but we don't know. We somehow we all don't know it, right? We
Hmm.
all don't know it. We have a very short time to be here.
Hmm.
in my head, what are you going to do with it? Like, what are you going to do? We have so much to give, right? And
Yes.
offer in that short amount of time that we're here. But we all don't know that you do. And for that,
Hmm.
I thank you. And I'm so appreciative of you and for all that you do for not just people in the music industry and in the arts, but for humanity, because you're that person
So
for
yeah,
me.
thank you, Lisa. But you know, the book that I mentioned to you in conversation,
Mm-hmm.
it is called Completeness.
Ah,
I'm not writing a book for the entertainment industry. I am writing a book for human beings. I'm going to focus on the importance of aiding and assisting and lifting people because somebody had to do it for me.
mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I think that the imprisoned person gets it really bad because they make mistakes when they're young. And then when they get out of jail, they have absolutely no promise. I think about the domestic, not just the woman, because everyone thinks that they want to accuse the woman of being the victim. Sometimes it's the
Right.
man. Everybody's a victim of domestic violence.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about the young LGBTQ community of folks where they don't have a place to go because their mothers or fathers don't understand life or lifestyle. I just want to talk about life.
Are you
I
in
want
the,
to,
you're writing that now?
yeah,
So
I'm in the
that's
midst of writing that
process.
now. Yeah,
Well,
and
that needs to
it's
come out. That needs to,
well,
that,
we're looking for an April, May release,
that's wonderful.
and it's really important for me to talk about these things because I don't know where this world is going. I do think that we're at a decrease when we need to be at an increase. I think that young people today need to be lifted. They need to be lifted because
Yes.
it's a state of confusion.
Yes.
The hate, the wars, the discrimination.
Mm,
We all need to just stop for a minute and just see what completeness is. Completeness
absolutely.
could fulfill you and make you. But
Yes.
if you don't know the ingredients, and I'm not saying I know it all, I'm saying what works for me,
Right. Right.
what has worked for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to just keep talking about entertainment.
Right.
It's such a destruction in entertainment when you start talking about the puffies of the world and the TD Jakes of the world and the this and that. It's crazy out here. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see people get turned away because they don't understand.
Hmm.
You got to understand. And what somebody else does is not what you do.
It's not necessary. It's not for
It's
you.
not, it's not, but
Not for you.
I gotta tell you,
Mm.
because obviously you're watching all this fast-paced press and you get influenced by it. And there's so many people who get influenced by thinking they can come home, get drunk, and beat up their wives and throw their kids in the garbage can or
Oh,
shoot somebody because they stepped on their sneaker or do all of these. You got to pay for what you go to do. And it's
yes.
just that. So we have to give our young people, begin to give them thinking power.
Oh, for sure. And I'm sure that that's what your book is going to express. I know
Exactly.
you're pouring
Exactly.
yourself into it.
Exactly.
I'm so looking forward to it. So April or May, it's coming out.
Completeness.
Coming out. Completeness.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
I'm
going to
happy
be
about it.
filled with love and humanitarianism and all of
Yeah.
those.
Indirectness. Indirectness.
And
I try very, very, very hard to speak the language
uh-huh.
of my reader. I don't think that I have a lot of, I don't know, I want to be able to reach the world and I have to be able to speak their language and the tone and the tonality in which they're accustomed to.
Hmm.
And I think one of my winning rewards in life is that I know that I am an actor and that each and every day I get a different script. I'm not meeting the same people every single day. So my script has to change in order to relate to the audience in which I'm speaking to.
Yes.
Yeah?
I love it. I love it. Angelo, thank you so much.
No, I thank you, my love. I really do.
Thank you so much
And
for,
I'm going to tell you something. We're going to start do more of these collaborations.
yes,
There's
we
some
have to.
wonderful projects that I'm working on that I'm going to share with you.
Please.
We're gonna sit back down at that restaurant
Yes, when?
whenever you want,
Okay.
and we will have a meeting of the minds and come up with some great exploratory ideas that's going to benefit the world
I
over. So
can't
I
wait.
really thank you.
I can't wait. I love hanging out with you. I love you. I love you.
I love hanging out with Lisa.
God bless you. God
God
bless.
bless you, darling.
Thank you so much. And so let's share your information. Let's share your website, your Instagram, anything that you want
So
to share.
it is dxxnyc.com, and that is the website. And that is the tag for everything that I'm associated with. You can go to Instagram, Facebook. I think you can go to Twitter. It's dxxnyc.com. Now, I answer my own phones, and people think that I'm crazy. And I'm from that school. So if you feel like you want to
I know
you're
you.
having a moment in your life where you think that I can aid you and assist you, tell me. I'm in Jersey. I'm at 201 224
Uh-oh.
6570. I will give you as much time as time would allow me. It's all about the next level of helping our young people. And that's what I'm here for. So I don't have a problem in sharing my number.
You're the
God
best.
bless.
Yes, you are the best. God bless you.
God bless you, my love.
Thank you. Thank you. Stand by.
Take care.
Don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.